Welcome into the Pressbox Fantasy Football Show. Glenn Clark, Paul Valley, and most importantly, from, I believe, parts unknown is where we're saying he is today. On assignment, your lovely and talented host, Mr. Ken Zalis. What's going on, KZ?
How you doing?
I'm all right. We got to, I don't know, for some reason, we can't turn that up. We got to get the music going in order to make that work. Yeah, this is the problem with KZ being on assignment today is we got too many things going on at once. We talked about it on our show, but for those that are just tuning in for this, you want to make sure everybody knows you're fine, correct?
I'm fine.
Blink twice if you're being held captive, and you need. No, that's not the case whatsoever. Not the case whatsoever. And you're better than fine. You won some money playing underdog fantasy football last week, did you not?
I did. I also won last night playing the NBA. So if you haven't already, please head over to either the app or PressboxFantasy.com and sign up today. Use the code PressBox. You will get a dollar for dollar match of up to $100 on your first deposit. And it's a great way. They have so many ways to play. They have over-unders. They have pick'ems, which is sort of like multi prop bet parlay that you can play. That's the ones I like to play. And you can win up to 20 times your money if you hit 5 of them, 10 times if you hit 4, 6 times if you hit 3, and so on. So it's a great way to play fantasy football in where you're not playing against hundreds and thousands of people. You're just playing against the stats themselves.
There you go. That's the Pressbox. The underdog fantasy football code is Pressbox, and you make that first deposit. We match it up to $100. All right. Well, the good news for me, Casey, is it's not like my playoff hopes are at stake in a league where I'm sitting at 6-6 and own both Dalvin Cook and DeAndre Swift or anything like that. Not like that's something that I'm dealing with at this point. Yuck.
Yeah. It's funny. We all talk about where it's a joke among the fantasy football industry that a lot of us preach. I'm one of them. Take running backs early and often, especially in the first 2 rounds. And if you did that early in your draft this year, and you maybe took a McCaffrey at 1 or Cook at 2,
yep,
or Kamara at 3,
oh yeah,
Henry at 4,
oh yeah, right,
and so on and so forth. It's not really working out too well for you with the playoffs coming up. Hopefully we get Kamara back next week. Hopefully we get Dalvin Cook, next week or the week after. But it's been a struggle. I mean, you add Swift into it, and it's really, we joke about everybody being hurt, but everybody's hurt.
That's the reality.
Hopefully you handcuffed. Hopefully you did the as we've been talking about for 2 weeks when you're building the bottom of your bench, and you made sure you got the handcuffs, or you went out and traded for handcuffs, because guys like Alexander Mattison may be the keys to your success.
So let's talk about specifically Minnesota, Detroit, and Carolina, because we've been dealing with this in New Orleans, and we'll get to that. Where do you have Mattison ranked? Where do you have Chuba Hubbard ranked? And I guess we don't know for sure that DeAndre Swift isn't playing just yet. So I guess where would you have Jamaal Williams ranked?
So I'll say this: Swift isn't going to play this week. So, the reports are that this may be up to a month injury that he has. So I'm pretty confident that he doesn't play. But let's start with Mattison. I have him at 6. I mean, if you ever had a boom spot, and we've been here before with Mattison, and it's never really worked out as well as we wanted it to, but he's playing the Detroit Lions.
Right.
Nobody gives up more yards on the ground than the Detroit Lions. And he's just in a boom spot. You like him at the goal line. You like him catching the ball out of the backfield. We're probably looking at 20 touches. So I have him at 6. I have Mark Ingram at 10. I have Jamaal Williams at 17.
What about Hubbard?
Hubbard, I don't have ranked this week.
Wow. Why not?
He's on bye.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay, got it. Thank you.
But you walked into that
I
beautifully.
am an
I
idiot.
appreciate that.
It goes to show that I don't own Chuba Hubbard in any of my
No,
leagues.
but so let's talk about Chuba Hubbard a little bit just for a second. Like he's going to be a top 24 back. So, he's a starting running back. Any starting running back that doesn't really share time is probably going to be in the top 24 week in and week out, which means they're at least an RB2. But we have a sample size with Hubbard, and it wasn't great. Like
Yeah.
they brought guys, like he's not catching the ball out of the backfield at all. They brought in other guys. So
Should
Abdullah,
should Abdullah be owned?
yeah, Abdullah needs to be owned, especially in a straight PPR league, because you have to think that he's the guy that's going to catch 5-6 balls out of the backfield because what was the guy? Rod Smith? Was that the guy that
they had for a minute.
First time?
Yeah.
To catch balls out of the backfield because for whatever reason, they don't trust, maybe it's pass pro, maybe they don't think he has great hands or vision when it comes to the pass game, but they don't trust Hubbard in the pass game. So we've seen that sample size. So he's going to be a very touchdown dependent. And what I mean by that is he needs volume, carries 15, 16, 17 carries, plus a touchdown to be really valuable and bump up into the top 15. So he'll probably be somewhere any given week between 20 and 24 based on the matchup.
He is Ken Zalis. This is the Pressbox Fantasy Football Show. It's also brought to you by Glory Days Grill. It's winter, so you might like some comfort food, and they've got them for you this winter, including the short rib grilled cheese sandwich. Yeah, how good does that sound? Get to your neighborhood Glory Days Grill. Of course, it's also Thursday night, so they've got $5.99 chili nachos every Thursday at your neighborhood Glory Days Grill. KZ, is Taysom Hill a viable starter in fantasy football this week?
I would have liked him a little bit more if we had Kamara as well.
Okay.
I have him in. It's one of those weeks where there are some guys that have struggled a little bit, and there are some guys that I really don't love their matchups this week. So I have Hill actually at 11 this week.
Okay, so that sounds like he's a viable starter.
He's a viable starter. He's a QB1 for me. You gotta figure somewhere around 60 yards on the ground. Give him credit for a rushing touchdown. If he throws somewhere near 200 yards and a touchdown tonight against a Cowboy secondary that, look, we love that they create turnovers, but they also give up big plays. He's going to be a top 10 guy this week.
I mean, that's I hesitate. Like in one league, I'm sitting here with Tua Tagovailoa, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe I pick up Taysom Hill for the week and try to get by.
I mean, I have him well above Tua. Tua's played well, for the last couple weeks, and I don't love the Giants matchup for him.
Right.
The Giants are one of those weird teams that it's like, you think they're bad, but their defense hasn't been awful this year. If we're going to go straight rankings, we do like that Hill has a higher floor than Tua just because of the rushing.
I mean, I got to think about it. I got to think about it for sure.
Absolutely.
Are we back to buying that Odell Beckham is a thing after he had a good game?
No.
Okay. All right.
I still rather own Van Jefferson when it all comes down to it. I don't even know where I have Odell in the 40s this week. I think what you have with Odell is a boom bust wide receiver 4. And if he catches that long pass like he did last week, he's gonna be fine. But if he doesn't, we're talking 3-4 catches for 30 yards, and that's not going to get it done.
We are. I assume we're fully back on board with Logan Thomas after what we saw from him on Monday nights.
Yeah, I mean, look, he played. I believe he played 80% of the snaps. I have Logan Thomas right fringe tight end 1 this week. He'll probably, based on a couple of different things, wind up in the top 12. when the final rankings are out, based on some injury stuff and things like that. But yeah, I mean, this is a guy that, he started off the year great. And as long as, what we wanted to see is we wanted to see that he was playing snaps and not limited. We saw that he was targeted. I know he only had 3 catches for 31 yards. He did have a touchdown called back. They still don't have a number 2 wide receiver. Curtis Samuel is not at full health yet. It may never be this year. So if teams are going to double McLaren, you got to think that Logan Thomas is the next guy to get targets. It also helps a little bit if you're a Thomas owner, and I don't expect J.D. McKissick. He left he got carted off with a head injury.
Right.
There hasn't been a whole lot said about him from the Washington media, except that he did not practice so far this week. So if he doesn't play, that's another pass catcher that they rely upon that's out. So fire Thomas up.
The Dallas wide receiver situation going into tonight. Everybody back?
Yeah. I mean, Cooper's going to play. CD Lamb is going to play. You have Gallup there. You still have Schultz there. I think it makes it even simpler that Cedric Wilson, although I didn't see this, came up with an injury and he's out for tonight. So you have your 3 guys. I like Lamb the best. I think he has the best matchup. I'm worried about Cooper. I'm not going to say he's an automatic start for me tonight because of the matchup with the Saints, but the Saints do not cover the slot receivers well. So that's why you got to look a little bit more towards Lamb this week.
And I assume after last week we're officially off the Miles Sanders train now.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a weird thing for me because he ran the ball well.
Yep.
He had 9 carries for 60-some yards.
But they didn't want to keep giving him the ball. They just wanted They wanted more Boston Scott.
And then they stopped and they brought Boston Scott in. The only thing that hesitates me with Scott and the Sanders thing, because I probably have them like real close to each other, and they're at the bottom of my RB2s, somewhere around 20 to 21. Is that fumble late in the game from Scott may give a little uptick for Sanders? I mean, they're playing the Jets. I just can't totally dismiss Sanders based on what I saw last week. If he gets 12 to 15 carries at that same level, we're talking about 80 yards.
I hear you.
There are options, but I can't totally dismiss it.
All right, very good. Anything else broadly that we need to discuss before we grab our break?
No, nothing broadly. The guys that you think are in. We get Clyde Edwards-Helaire back fully healthy after his bye week, so let's not forget about him. He's probably he's going to be an RB2 this week against a tough Denver defense, but nonetheless, you're firing him up. And it's still, I will say, in Baltimore, I've gotten a lot of questions about Freeman, Murray.
How are you playing any of those guys?
Well, I mean, look. Did you hear the list of people that I said were out?
I hear you.
Yeah.
I'm still not playing. I ain't playing a Ravens running back, bro. There is
really
no world.
Don't have many choices. Just be careful with that. I still think as time goes on, Murray overtakes him like he did earlier in the year. But it's just a messy touchdown dependent group.
All right. When we come back in, we will get to your questions. Get them in the comments or tweet me at Glenn Clark Radio, and KZ will answer them. This is the Pressbox Fantasy Football Show.
Need to hone your computer skills to boost your career? Or maybe you want an IT certification? CCBC Continuing Education has the courses and programs you need for a career in the computer field. And it's all tuition free. From the basics to specialized training, we have the classes you need, from hardware to programming to cybersecurity, and so much more. It's your choice. It's your career. Call 443-840-4700 or visit ccbcmd.edu/computer training.
Come in for Glory Burgers, Glory Wings. There's glory for everyone at Glory Days Grill. Enjoy their award-winning burgers, ribs, and wings, or try our fresh salads, hand-cut salmon, or our scrumptious sandwiches. Yum! Come in for our daily specials every weekday, like $6.99 burgers on Mondays and $5.99 nachos on Thursdays. And watch football on their big screens every Monday, Thursday, and Sunday. Dine in and let us serve you, or order online at glorydaysgrill.com and take it home. Visit us at glorydaysgrill.com for a location near you. Glory Days Grill, great food, good sports.
Window Depot Baltimore provides the highest quality Pro Via windows, doors, and siding for all budgets. The best is finally affordable. Call them today for a free in-home consultation at 410-941-3499. They also offer Zoom and FaceTime consultations in an effort to practice social distancing. A proud sponsor of the Tyus Bowser Show, you can find out more at WindowDepotBaltimore.com.
If you change lanes and brake suddenly in front of my tractor trailer, I won't be able to stop. Our lives could change forever. Trucks need room to stop. Don't cut it close.
Brought to you by the Maryland Department of Transportation State Highway Administration.
The all-new FanDuel Sportsbook is coming soon to Live Casino and Hotel in Hanover. Maryland, this is your chance to win big right in your own backyard. Bet on every sport with self-service kiosks and watch all of the action from the best seat in the house. Make every moment more at the all-new FanDuel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel in Hanover. Please play responsibly. Gambling problem? Please call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit mdgamblinghelp.org.
What's up, everybody? This is Tyus Bowser. I can't wait to see you guys for the Tyus Bowser Show this fall. We're going to be taking the show on the road all over the area. You can meet me and my very special guests. If you can't make it out, you can watch the show on live on Pressbox Facebook page or listen the next day. Find out more about where we'll be by checking out PressBoxOnline.com/Bowser. We'll see you all season long for the Tyus Bowser Show.
The next Tyus Bowser Show is Tuesday, December 7th at the Bowman on Harford Road in Parkville. It's brought to you by Pressbox, Grade 8's Memorabilia, as well as Window Depot Baltimore, WindowDepotBaltimore.com, Duffy's Garage in Baldwin, Duffy'sGarageMD.com, and the NFL chick, Sarita Hubbard, joins us courtesy of MyBookie. Back in here on the Pressbox Fantasy Football Show, Ken Zalis reporting to us from underneath his own billboard somewhere in the United States. I think. I don't know. Maybe he's in Mexico. He could be anywhere, but he is with us here on the program. All right, let's get into questions. As always, we begin with me, Casey, because I am most important. Everybody knows that. Some of the things that I'm dealing with, I'm going to put you to the test in that conversation we just had about Miles Sanders. Javonte Williams or Miles Sanders?
I'm going to go Javonte Williams.
He was finally a thing. He was finally.
Well, it's a thing. It's a thing, but Gordon's got a little nick. You're going to want to. Denver's going to want to run the ball, keep Mahomes off the field. He's running well. Caught a couple of balls this past week, so hopefully this turns into that. Cam Akers situation as last year, and you can ride him throughout the rest of the playoffs.
Steelers defense or 49ers defense?
Really? We're asking me defense?
Yeah, I am.
Well, without Watt, I'm not going to go with the Steelers. I'm going to go with the 49ers. The way that Seattle has been playing, I just don't know what to do with them. I mean, normally we wouldn't want to put a defense up against Russell Wilson, but right now I don't know why we wouldn't. So,
I can't think of any reason at this point why we wouldn't. I think that it's almost a desirable matchup at this point.
It almost is. They can't run the ball at all. And all you got to know about how they're running the ball is they signed Adrian Peterson to the practice squad.
They did. I saw that. There you go. That's going to save them. All right, I'm staring at this group of running backs. I definitely need to start two, and I'm assuming I'm going to start a third. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Jamaal Williams, James Robinson, and Miles Sanders.
Well, we're definitely starting Mr. Robinson and Mr. Williams.
Okay.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire would be
third.
Who was the fourth one?
It was Sanders.
It was Sanders. So we're going to start Clyde Edwards-Helaire over Sanders.
Okay, and then I'm assuming there's no reason to start Jerry Jeudy or Cortland Sutton over Edwards-Helaire?
No.
Any reason to start either of those guys over Darnell Mooney with Allen Robinson back?
Absolutely not.
Didn't think so. All right, so that's handled. And then this is let's start to get listener questions from Chris. Chris wants to know Pat Freiermuth, Logan Thomas, or Zach Ertz?
all in that same tier. I'm going to go Logan Thomas here. Look, I get the Freiermuth has been really, really good, but he's caught a couple of touchdowns in like garbage time. I don't expect a lot of garbage time with the Ravens and Steelers there. And Ertz is going to come down to, it's like, what are we doing with, we think we're finally getting Murray and Hopkins back, but if they both sit, I like him a little bit more, but I'm going to go Thomas here because we know what that's going to be.
Nick Kelly wants to know, I'm assuming this is Jacoby Myers, Pat Freiermuth, or Jamaal Williams, and I'm guessing that's Jamaal Williams for a flex.
That's Jamaal Williams.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to think he's going to get a huge workload. He also, even, it's weird after the big, what was it, 12 target, 10 catch day from Swift. All of a sudden they were limiting Swift in the passing game, and Jamaal Williams was catching 4 or 5 balls a week. So yeah, we like a lot of things about Jamaal and the matchup. Look, Minnesota's defense is good, but they give up a bunch of yards and they do give up catches to the running back.
Matt wants to know Tyler Lockett or George Kittle for a flex spot.
Ooh, that's a toughie. I'm gonna go Kittle here. I get people are gonna be kind of weird, but look, they're playing against each other. I'm gonna take the guy that plays against the worst defense, and Seattle's defense is worse than the 49ers. So I'm gonna take Kittle here.
From Tim, Tua or Taylor Heineke?
I think he's been really good, hasn't he?
I don't know if I would say he's been. Has he been really good, or is?
Good.
I think he's been good.
Well, I'm going to take Heineke here.
Wow. All right.
It's very close. They're both 15 to 17 for me in that range. So we're not talking about high, even high QB2s in my rankings this week. But I think you can move the ball through the air against Vegas, and we get Logan Thomas back, and I think that's a big plus to that offense. Plus, without J.D. McKissick, I mean, they may throw a little bit more. They're not going to hand the ball off 25 times to Gibson, not with the injury.
You're selling me on picking up Taylor Heineke in our sleeper league because he's sitting there on the waiver wire. I'm like,
Depends who you have.
Well, it's ironic. I've got Tannehill who's on a bye, and I was going to play Tua this week, in fact. So
yeah, I mean, I think he's been solid, and he gives you about 20.
I think I might just go ahead and drop Ryan Tannehill at this point.
This point, I'm not against it.
Yep. All right, Paul, go ahead.
Is there any chance that Devontae Parker plays this week, and if so, is he worth a start over Emmanuel Sanders?
There is a possibility. Now, I don't have him ranked yet because he did practice yesterday. So let's go that way. So there is a chance. They have not activated him from IR yet. Would you play him over Sanders? Yeah. I mean, I can do that. I think that's a real low scoring game, which probably means there'll be 60 points scored between New England and Buffalo. But Sanders hasn't been good for about 3 weeks. He hasn't put up that big number. So Parker had something really going with Tua before he got injured. So yeah, if he is activated, he's going to be above Sanders in my rankings.
Clinging to the 5 seed in 3 of my 4 leagues. In this one particular league, I need to start 2 of the 3. Rashad Bateman, Melvin Gordon, or Chase Claypool.
But we're going to go Gordon because he's still involved and he's still getting double-digit touches even with Williams there. So I always lean towards the guy that I know is going to get touches. I gotta lean Bateman here.
Yeah,
I gotta lean Bateman here. In a week last week where they were in just flat-out throw mode. I mean, I know the yards were 80, but he had 3 targets. So we're praying for that long touchdown pass, and hopefully the Ravens, have figured out, their secondary as far as the long touchdown passes go.
Is there any way that I can start Damian Harris against Buffalo?
I mean, there's a way.
What are your options? Right.
Let's put it this way. I mean, they're not. it's not a great matchup, as we know. But we said that with Jonathan Taylor, and he's not Jonathan Taylor. Yes, I know that. And Taylor ran all over the Bills. So I think, you're going to see that tape, and they're going to try to run on the Bills. They're not going to let Mac Jones throw 45 times to try to win a football game. They are going to be who they are. So he has some value. He's not in my RB2 range, but he's in my flex range.
Is he worth a flex start over Zach Ertz?
I would say yes, he is, because with Ertz, we're not going to get volume no matter what, and we're very touchdown dependent.
Okay.
All right. Need to hone your computer skills to boost your career, or maybe you want an IT certification? CCBC Continuing Education has the courses and programs you need for a career in the computer field, and it's all tuition-free from the basics to specialized training. We have the classes you need, from hardware to programming to cybersecurity and so much more. It's your choice. It's your career. Call 443-840-4700 or visit ccbcmd.edu/computer training. I always feel like we really need to emphasize it's all tuition-free. Seems like they should maybe say that 5 times in the read. It's all tuition-free, which is crazy to me. Mecole Hardman or Gerald Everett for a flex spots?
I'm going to go Everett. I don't like either one. They're both down in my rankings, but they're just so boom or bust. We've been waiting for Hardman for 2 years, and it's not happening. It happens once every 6-7 weeks that he'll have a big week.
And it's definitely when he's not. It's never going to happen when he's in your lineup. To be clear,
This
is definitely
because he's
right.
He's impossible to trust.
100%. All right, KZ, what else do we need to know? What are we finding? I guess anything else that we haven't covered that we should cover, and what are people finding at PressBoxOnline.com?
So what you're finding, first of all, on PressBoxOnline.com, you had the updated rankings. They'll be updated once again by 7 o'clock tonight for the Thursday night game, then again at about 12 o'clock before the Sunday games. You have our DFS picks and our underdog picks up right now. Tomorrow you will get some sleepers based on some things that happened. I think the big things that we're looking for, I don't know that it matters to most people, but it does look, earlier in the week, it looked like Daniel Jones wasn't going to play. Now it looks like that he has a shot to play.
Save my season. This is going to.
Yeah, I mean, all of his wide receivers are hurt, but I mean, good for him. I mean, I guess if you're desperate and you need Galladay, who did have 5 catches last week, you'd rather Jones be in there than Glennon. We talked about Kamara out. And then we just have to really watch. The biggest thing right now is that we're watching is the Cardinal situation, where it looks like Kyler Murray and
DeAndre Hopkins
will be back this week. That would be a big boost to their entire offense.
It would sure as hell help. There is no question about that. It would help a great deal for their owners. All right, very good, sir. Feel better. I guess you feel fine, so I guess I don't need to say that, right? You feel fine,
Everybody feels great.
All right. Well, hopefully, fingers crossed, we will be back here in action in studio next Thursday for the regular. By the way, did I see that your Goofy Sleeper League, there are regular season ends this week?
Yes.
What the hell is that all about?
I don't know. I guess it's. I set up 3 leagues this year, and I guess in this league, it automatically kept our settings from the year before. I don't know.
It's not good. Not good, man.
It's horrible. It's horrible. But it is. I looked into changing it, and it won't even let me change it, which it shouldn't, because you shouldn't change those things. It is what it is. It's the same for everybody. It sucks that there's still buys going on.
All right. Well, the point is, we will get you ready for what should be your regular season finale if you're in a normal league next week on the Press
There's
Box.
nothing normal about that league for us.
That's a fact. That is and of course it's the league where I'm 8-4. Like, it's definitely the league I'm having the best season in. So
you're 8-4 in that league, and all you've done is bitch about it all year.
It's the league where I also did goofy things during the draft because I didn't want John Proctor to know what my strategy was for the draft. So as it turns out, I am not as smart as I am. It's a really weird thing. All right, we'll be back next Thursday for that. Of course, Paul and I will be back tomorrow morning for Glenn Clark Radio. We will see you then. This has been the Press Box Fantasy Football Show with Ken Zalis.